Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some spicy news about Qualcomm's next big chipset. And trust me, it's a bit of a head scratcher, but I'm gonna break it down for you super simple, like we're just chilling and chatting about tech. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into this wild rumor about the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2, or maybe it's not even called that. Let's figure this out together. All right, so Qualcomm, the folks behind those super powerful chips that make our phones run like rockets, they're gearing up for their big event in late September. That's when they're dropping their next flagship chipset, the one that's supposed to take over from last year's Snapdragon 8 Elite. Now, we've all been calling this new chip the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2, right? I mean, it makes sense. New year, new number, boom. But hold up, there's a rumor coming out of China that's shaking things up, and it's got me super curious. Here's the tea. They might not call it the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2. Instead, get this, they could name it the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Yeah, I know, sounds kind of weird, right? Like, why jump to Gen 5 when the 8 Elite just came out last year? I was scratching my head too, but stick with me because this actually starts to make sense when you break it down. So, let's unpack this. First off, even though the Snapdragon 8 Elite from last year didn't have Gen 4 in its name, it was technically the follow-up to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So in Qualcomm's brain, the 8 Elite was like a Gen 4 chip in disguise. That means this new one would be the next step, aka Gen 5. It's like they're trying to keep their numbering in line behind the scenes, even if it feels a bit confusing for us regular folks. I'm like, Qualcomm, why you gotta make it complicated? But I kinda get it, they're trying to keep things organized. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. There's another rumor floating around that Qualcomm's not just dropping one chip, but two. Alongside this Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, they might also release something called the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. Not the 8S Gen 5, which is like their mid-range chip, but a separate, almost flagship chip that's super powerful, but not quite at the Elite level. Think of it like this. You've got the Elite Gen 5 at the top, like the king of chips, then the 8 Gen 5 right below it, still super strong, and then the 8S Gen 5 for more affordable phones. It's like Qualcomm's building a whole squad of chips for every kind of phone out there. I'm hyped to see how this plays out. Oh, and get this, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, it's already been spotted in the wild inside the upcoming OnePlus 15. Yep, that's the next big phone from OnePlus, and it's apparently rocking this new chip. That's got me pumped because OnePlus always brings the heat with their flagships, and if this chip is as powerful as it sounds, we're in for a treat. I'm talking crazy fast performance, smooth gaming, maybe even some next level AI stuff. Who knows what kind of magic this chip's gonna bring? But let's be real for a sec, why does the name even matter? Well, it's kind of like branding. Qualcomm's trying to make sure we know which chip is the top dog and which one's like the cool sidekick. If they call it the 8 Elite Gen 5 and the 8 Gen 5, it's clearer where they stand in the lineup. I'm just sitting here like, okay, Qualcomm, I see you, trying to keep it fancy but simple at the same time. So what do I think about all this? Honestly, I'm super curious to see if these names stick. Like, are we really going to be saying Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 when we talk about our phones next year? It's a mouthful, but I'm here for it if it means we're getting some crazy performance boosts. And with the OnePlus 15 already testing this chip, I'm dying to know what kind of scores it's pulling in benchmarks. Is it going to crush last year's chips? Is it going to make our phones feel like mini supercomputers? I need answers. All right, fam, that's the scoop for now. What do you think about this whole Snapdragon naming drama? Are you excited for the OnePlus 15 with this new chip? Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you care about the name or are you just hyped for the power? If you like this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that bell so you don't miss any of my tech breakdowns. I'm going to keep digging for more leaks and rumors, so stay tuned. Catch you in the next one. Peace.